Hi Teela Jammers, how are you doing? So, in this video, we are going to be talking about reputation versus character. Now, basically, if I define those two terms for you, I would like to say, and this is not a Webster dictionary definition, but reputation is basically who people kind of think you are, the assumptions based on what they see, and what have you. Now, character is all to do with your personality, who you are when you're posing this certain situation, who you are, who you've become despite your setbacks, despite your drawbacks, and just an overall sense of your personality. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk to you about this is because Teela Jam's front is all about being who you are. So I think sometimes it gets lost in translation that we don't actually know who we are versus who we actually think we are. So sometimes we can pose, we can pretend, because we think that's the way people, assume us to be. But there's an actual reason that certain situations don't come out the way you want them to be, because you're not actually being who you know you are. Now, this actually stems from awareness and consciousness. If you are asleep or not awake, in this generation we call it woke. If you are not woke, then you're not aware to the given situations and your surroundings. You're just going with the motions, doing whatever, and carrying on. If you are conscious of your choices, decisions, and surroundings, you know very well that whatever comes to you is a challenge. It's not a problem, it's a challenge. It's gonna test you and it's gonna make you see who you truly are. And you're gonna value yourself after, because you know you chose right. You know you made the best decision out of a worst situation. You know you came through because you did not fall to the ground when shit hit the fan. Let's be real. You stood up tall, you stood for your own, and you made your decision count. So I really want to, draw into the fact that when we know who we are, every challenge that comes to us, every test, every boundary that's crossed, doesn't actually shake us. We're like mountains. We move when we need to move. We stand still when we're tested, when we're shaken. So it's really important that you value knowing yourself first. And this comes back to actually the identity video that we did. When you're forming your identity, it is all about seeing what you like, testing the boundaries, realizing who you are. And through knowing who you are, you can make choices not out of confusion, not out of misunderstandings, or feeling like you're assuming something will happen. You are going with your intuition. And we will talk more about intuition in maybe the next video or in a couple of videos, but I really want to get into intuition. It's really, really important. Again, I'll stress the importance here to always go with what you know. Your intuition will guide you to where you need to be, to who you need to see, and what you need to know. And that inner guidance cannot come from what you think. Because if I'm being real with you, we think many thoughts in the day. And some of these thoughts aren't even relevant. It's like, the sky's blue. And it's like, okay, yes, that I know that fact. Or it could be, oh, am I going greys? And I'm not. Not saying that I'm hallucinating about having greys. I might actually be getting grey. But these thoughts are not actually, you okay? These thoughts are not actually fact. So some thoughts are fact, some thoughts are not. So So you could think so many thoughts, but they cannot actually be valid and true. Like, take for example, I could think I'm the worst person in the world, but it's not true. There might be many people in the world that value me, love me, aspire to be me. As egotistical as that sounds, I'm not saying it's true. I don't think that. Please don't get at me. But there may be someone out there that's watching me and my journey and saying, wow, I wonder how she gets it done. I wonder how she does this. And I'm thinking, I'm the worst person in the world. Like, where does that stem from? It can stem from anything. That's why we have to be careful with our thoughts. Our thought process can sometimes be flawed. And this is where thinking versus knowing comes in. So when we know our truth, when we know we are gifted from God, we are valuable, we are worthy, we are lovable, we are loving. Very important to stress that, because we can be loved, and I go back to the thinking stage, we can be loved but not actually embrace that love, not actually receive that love. So it's important to also state that God loves us, but we are also exuding that love to others. That's the whole point of love. Love is transcending, love is evolutionary, love is everything. What I wanted to come on here and say is, stop believing what you think. What you think is not always golden. Trust yourself to know what's the truth, and trust yourself to feel that energy that says, okay, go with that. And trust your decisions, trust your choices. There's nothing worse than going, oh, I wish, or what if? You know, those what if and those I wishes are never going to help you, especially when you're wallowing in that, oh, that regret of mine. You know, you don't want to go down the road of being 70, 80 and looking back and saying, oh, in my 20s or in my 30s or in my 40s, I should have done this. And now you're at, you know, not end of life, but your elderly stage, and you could have done so much with your life, and you're watching your younger generation go forth and telling them that they need to go do these things when it should have been you. So I'll end that with you. I'm going to do the school run. This one woke up and wanted to go back to sleep again, so I'm just rocking her. But in the next one, we are going to be talking about facing obstacles. So it actually ties in with this topic area today. It's very important to know the difference between what your reputation is and who you are, what your character is. Your character is something that no one can take away. Maybe so your reputation. People can damage your reputation. People can smear you. There's things called smear campaigns. But at the end of the day, who you are is what transcends, and that's going to give you the opportunities to be and say what you are and who you know you are. So I'm going to love you and leave you at this point. Please comment down below if you feel this energy, if you resonate with this. I'd love to hear your stories about how you face certain situations, whether it's, you know, digressing into your reputation or knowing yourself and standing up for yourself and your character. But yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already yet, and I'll see you on the next one. Choose what you love and love what you choose.